obviously got to do another post game, and we obviously have to do Chris Paul. We obviously have to do Cliff Paul here. Listen. Let's listen. I don't like this. I don't like what he's wearing. It looks too big on him. Why is the pocket square so big? It's ugly. I don't like it. I think the texture looks nice. It looks expensive. I don't like this. It makes me uncomfortable. What are you hiding in there?
Felt like I missed 10 shot.
34 minutes.
Yeah.
Good day of work.
Yeah.
Plan on going that long?
I don't know. I wanted to hoop. You know, one of the guys on their bench asked me in the fourth quarter. He said, "Why are you in? Why are you playing?" I said, "It's a long summer when you don't make the playoffs. Like, what else I got to do?" You know. Yep.
Has it soaked in yet? L82 at age 39?
No, it's wild.
You need Wemby's wardrobe? No, he needs Fox's wardrobe. Louis Vuitton. I don't care for Wemby's wardrobe. I don't like Wemby's wardrobe that much. All right. Yeah, I don't know. It's way too fashion model-y. All right. I think he needs De'Aaron Fox's wardrobe. That's a good wardrobe.
Yeah, and for Jew to do it and Harrison, you know, I just want them guys also to know. I mean, obviously I'm self-motivated, but it's always nice to have other people beside you, you know, pushing you. And it's crazy. I didn't even realize Steph played 81, you know, and it's been an unbelievable season.
You play to win the game, like the saying goes.
Right.
But, in the closing minute of game 82, in a game that does not matter, do you care that much where you're upset at like Scotty Barnes and the ref? Like, is that genuine?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Absolutely. I always say I hate to lose more than I like to win, you know, and if it's a game, we show up, what we gonna do? You know what I mean? So the first time he did a little flop or whatever, then he did it again, and Billy's out there and he's like, "My bad." Well, just call it. Or what the hell we here for then? You know what I mean? Like, seriously, we showed up. Let's play, let's hoop, and I think that's what our team even talked about. That's what Mitch said at halftime. You know, like, you gotta realize you're always being evaluated. You know, and how you do anything is how you do everything. So whether you're in or out, it's just about being competitive and wanting to win. So.
We were saying at the end there, you know, there's 15 games on
Dang.
league day. And probably the 5 guys that you
He
have
basically
on
saying
the
some of
court
y'all not
can't
gonna be on
win
this
more.
roster. Some of y'all gonna be gone.
Most accomplished 5 that any team in a game that did not matter today had out there. Why did the Spurs have 5 guys, rotation players, future Hall of Famers? Where did that come from?
Competition.
What was that?
You know, competition. I get it, you know, the standings, all this different type stuff, but when you're a kid and you thinking about hooping and trying to make it to the NBA, you want to play. You want to play, and I've said this all year long. I've had 5 hand surgeries, meniscus surgeries, all this, so I've sat over there with the inability to play, you know, and so you never know when it may be your last game or your last opportunity to play. And when you hoop during the summer, I mean, I'm gonna go home and work out with my son and probably hoop some my AAU team, but it's just different, you know, playing on that stage in front of all the fans against other NBA players. Just try not to take it for granted.
Having spent the whole season.
It is crazy how long he's been in the NBA. How many guys have come and gone? How many guys have come and retired? And now literally, because when was Chris Paul drafted? Can someone tell me that real quick? When was Chris Paul drafted? Was he drafted in 2006? 2005? 2005? Okay. And Dwayne Wade was drafted in what, 03? That is, guys, that's a long time to be in the NBA. That is a long time to be in the NBA. It really speaks to how he take care of himself in 2006. No. Dwayne Wade didn't get to the league in 2006? 2005? Wait, what are we talking about now? we still talking about Chris Paul? Because Dwayne Wade, that doesn't make sense. He didn't win a championship his rookie year. I think that was 03 that Wade came. Wade came with LeBron, right? Wasn't that 03?
What are your thoughts on what they're building in San Antonio and the next steps this team can take?
Man, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, 03.
Like I said, the fans, so many familiar faces that I got a chance to see. Some of these courtside fans, you know, been on me, you know, for times over my career.
He had a really good shot at a championship twice. He had a good shot with the Houston Rockets, and he got injured, which really sucked going into Game 7. I'm pretty sure that was Game 7. That was horrible when that happened. I was so upset. And then obviously with the Suns, but they just couldn't handle Giannis.
But it's been so good to get to know people on a different basis. You know, the fans here are unbelievable. For the first 19
Me
years,
too.
the only thing I knew about San Antonio was the Riverwalk, you know, and I might not have went down there one time since I lived here, you know, so I got a chance to see more of the city, more of the people, the facility, the staff, the coaches. RC is one of one, you know, and I really got a chance to see why the Spurs have been the Spurs for so long.
You feel good about the future of this team when everybody's healthy and back? And
Absolutely.
No, I don't.
Absolutely.
Of course you're going to say yeah.
You got competitive guys, obviously starting with Vic. And then
I
you got
swear, bro. Sohan's never brought up when we ever talk about anything. It's very obvious from the fans that he should be brought up. Let's see what happens. I swear to God. If I hear Wemby, Vassell, Keldon again, I'm going to lose it.
You got competitive guys, obviously starting with Vic, and then you got Fox, you got Harrison, and the young guys. You know, I think they're sponges.
And the young guys. This is disrespect. I'm just kidding. That's fine.
You know, they're going to keep learning. And I think my biggest advice to Steph just now was I told him to go see a playoff game. Go see a couple of them. My first 2 years in the league, I was at I went to the Miami Heat Dallas series. That was when D Wade then won the championship. And then I was actually at Game 4 in the finals when the Spurs swept the Cavs. I was at that game. So
Oh, dang. I didn't know
it's
that.
different.
I don't remember
That's
that.
why I told him it's not the same as watching it on TV. I said, go watch a couple playoff games if you can and just see the intensity. And I remember my second year in the league after watching that, I was like, oh yeah, I don't want to watch this no more. I want to play. And so that's probably my advice to the guys.
Chris, what does it feel like emotionally for
That's
you
Carolina again.
to still be competing out here at a high level, even today, at the age of 39, when you've seen so many of your peers have already retired?
The word I use all the time is gratitude. You know, fortunately for most of my career, I've been in the playoffs and, you know, haven't played in with so many like non-meaningful games or whatnot. So I think towards the end of the season, it was just the mental part. You know, so having other guys showing up every day and making sure you doing the work and taking those shortcuts, I feel good about it. I feel good about my experience here, and as mad as I am about, you know, not being in the playoffs, I'm excited to see my family.
You had said on Instagram yesterday, I think, the grass is greener where you water it.
Yeah.
And keep stacking
The grass is greener where you water it. Is she about to insinuate that you want to stay in San Antonio? Why are you looking like that?
days, can't give up now. Is that in regards to your basketball career?
Nah, I mean, that's just life, you know, more so life, you know, and just trying to make sure you keep stacking days.
You look at like somebody like LeBron who is 40, he's still performing at a high level. Have you had any type of conversations with him as far as like longevity in the NBA, staying healthy, relevant, and still impactful in the league?
No, I haven't, but I've been on sort of my own personal journey for a while. I know a number of guys that have played and went on, you know what I mean? So it's the formula is sort of the formula, you know, it's seriously, like you got to keep stacking days, keep sacrificing, and the work will show up.
Do you have appreciation for the job that Mitch did, just kind of being thrust into a pretty
1,000%. This year was a roller coaster, right? We got dealt a few blows as far as obviously the news with Pop.
Honestly, okay, this is like super random thought. Do you guys think Chris Paul's fun to be around? Like, I don't know if he's fun to be around. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just a vibe, right? Like, I'm very grateful for him to be with the San Antonio Spurs, and I think that he's great for our young guys or whatnot. But, like, I don't think he's fun to be around. He just doesn't... his vibe is... it's, like, overly serious. I don't know, man. Like, say what you want about LeBron, but I bet you LeBron's fun to be around. He seems like a fun guy to just hang out with. I don't want to hang out with Chris Paul.
Earlier in the season, then with Vic, but Mitch did a great job of managing the situation and coaching and teaching, and I can't imagine how tough it's been for him and all of our staff.
I mean, I like to be around him, but I'm all business. I don't like to mess around at work. You're not fun to be around either. You two are something else. Tony Parker hung out with Paul, maybe. You think Tony Parker would be fun to hang around? See, like, I don't think Tony Parker's fun to hang around. I don't think Tim Duncan would be fun to hang around. Manu would. I think undoubtedly Manu would be fun to hang around. Boris Diaw, you know, guys like that. Kawhi wouldn't. I even think Steph Castle would be fun to be around. Real talk. Obviously, Sohan would. As far as veterans, I think Steph Curry is probably pretty fun to be around. I don't think KD is. KD take things too serious. He doesn't seem fun.
Do you plan to tackle free agency? Is it find up somebody who'll let you hoop? Is that first and foremost?
First and foremost, man.
Tony Parker's known for partying when he was in the league. Maybe he partied a little too much. Okay, maybe Tony Parker would be fun. No, Tony Parker would be fun. Like, he had the whole rap career too. He was pretty cool. Yeah, he was pretty cool. Yeah, Tony was a problem. Tony was a problem. Y'all know what we talking about. Yeah, we know. We know what Tony Parker did. We know what he was on about. He partied a little too much. He need to calm down. He partied a little too much.
And I have no clue. I have no clue. Probably first and foremost.
Matt Bonner, I mean, he's corny, right? Like, he's kind of corny, but like, he's fun. He'll be fun to be around. It's just like guys like Paul, man. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. It's just too serious. It just irritate me after a while.
Almost front of my mind right now is to get out there and see my family.
Would your experience with the Spurs?
Oh, you said maybe because Tony Parker would hang out with Chris Paul. You sure Chris Paul didn't just bring his wife when they hung around? I shouldn't have said that. Why did y'all let me say that? I shouldn't have said that. Why did I say that? Shame on me. Carolina, ask another question.
Does culture perhaps entice you to play one more year if you decided you wanted to play one more year in the league? Yeah. He's just gonna say, "Let me talk to your family." And then my question would be, well, no, that's not his phone right there, is it? I don't know. I don't think that's his phone. My next question is, do you think, we got a few minutes with you. Do you think that you can call your family and see what they think about you staying in San Antonio? Just for the fans, so the fans can hear it. I mean, can you have that conversation now? When do you think that you'll know? Like, are you going to talk to him like tonight, or? That's what I ask. I'll be like, hey, can you call him real quick? Can you call your wife real quick and see what she says?
Man, you can phrase them questions any way you want them to. I'm gonna tell you, it's been unbelievable here, and I mean it seriously. It's been unbelievable, and I think this summer I'll make that decision with my family.
Wait, it never went further? Dude, have I been fed fake news this entire time? Did Tony Parker actually ever home wreck? I know it was messages, which is still cheating, but it never went further, right? Am I tripping? I thought this was an ongoing, like, I mean, that's not good though. That's still not okay. No, there's no way. It had to go on for, there's no way. No one ever talks about it.
I'll try to phrase it a different way, but not in terms of whether if this was it, Chris. If this was it, just leaving the NBA stage in this way with the Spurs, you know.
He ain't leaving. He ain't leaving. What a weak way to go out. He would want to announce that this is his last year. You think he's as low key as Duncan? I don't know if he's as low key as Duncan. He want to really embrace it. I bet you he'll be back.
You know, a game like that, just what your career has meant to you if this was it.
It's meant a lot.
He played 82 games, bro.
For me, I'm still in it. Like, I'm still too in it to even reflect on all of that. You know what I mean? I just, my parents came into the game today, my wife and my daughter. My son had AAU practice or whatnot. So right now I'm just thinking about the summer. This is going to be a long summer. You know what I mean? So I'll reflect on all that when it's time.
Chris, I've been asking all of the guys if they had like a Chris Paul moment or story from the season, and all of them sort of talked about more just generally being around you, your competitiveness, your intelligence for the game, you know, the consistency. Do you think about or understand or feel that your role as, you know, Chris Paul, the veteran, to, you know, now 20 years of guys who've come through the league, you know, do you think about your place in the game for those guys?
Not a lot of times, I tell you. I just, you know, it's hard because the league has changed. The way you talk and communicate to guys, and it's just a little different, you know. And there's times where I be like, I ain't saying nothing. Then there's times where I be like, look, I think I played long enough to where I've gotten many a text from teammates 2-3 years after we were teammates, and they be like, man, thank you for how hard you were on me or what you taught me. So for the guys, I try not to be too abrasive or whatnot, but I know I know what a privilege it is to be in this league, right? And so it's tough at times when I see guys who take it for granted, right? So I'm just always constantly talking to them.
Yes, Tony Parker did cheat on his wife. The infidelity was a significant factor in the divorce. 2010, the divorce is citing single differences. The couple had been married since 2007. Okay. The catalyst for the divorce was ongoing discovering hundreds of inappropriate text messages between Parker and Barry. Longoria later revealed that this was not Parker's first instance of infidelity. She stated that earlier in their marriage, he had also been unfaithful, maintaining contact with another woman through Facebook. Following their divorce, both individuals moved on. Hundreds. Dang. Yeah, he probably did some, y'all.
I'm about watching and learning and understanding all the details of the game. So not with so much, just I just want everyone to be able to play as long as they want to and enjoy it. This NBA is crazy. You get to play basketball every day and say that's your way of life. You know, so I just try to pass that on to my teammates. All right, appreciate you. Thank you.
I hate this outfit. What is this? I hate it, bro. I hate it with a passion. What is it? Anyways, good stuff. Great segment. Stop fact checking. I wanted to check. I wanted to see. I didn't know it was the text message. Hundreds, y'all. Hundreds. Yeah, that's not just texting. He had a problem. I saw somebody in the chat say, "Oh, he was a player." He had a problem, bro. That's a problem. That's an issue. Nothing wrong with being out there, but like You literally have a wife. Y'all didn't agree on an open relationship. And then it's with your teammate's wife. Like, that's a problem. Like, I think it was the thrill of it. I think Tony genuinely had an issue, bro. That's something you wouldn't even think about. That's something you shouldn't even think about. He had a problem. Well, that's problem. Yeah, he had some issues, bro. Even if he was single, that's not cool. Horrible. Like, genuinely horrible. Yeah. It's pretty horrible. Anyways. That was going on. And then there was rumors that Big Shot Bob messed around with Tim Duncan's wife too. Dang! What's up with the Spurs, man? Gosh, let's just sweep it on the rug. Let's just pretend everything's great. Our culture's great. Just sweep it on the rug. Snake in the grass. Yeah, what Jordan Lucas say? Snake in the grass. I'm coming with a lawnmower. By the way, Eminem's verse was better. I just want to make that clear. Anyways, okay, sorry. That was a tangent. Chris Paul's great. I hope he comes back. We'll see.